Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my ultimate summer reading list. These are not books that are on my summer TBR, but books I have read and I think would make the perfect books for your summer TBR. First, I want to start off by saying my summer list, I am realizing, has a lot of adult romances. I will say what the spice levels are of these books. I do just want to preface this. If you watched my last video, I said I don't typically love adult romance, and I do kind of still sit by that, but a lot of these books I did really enjoy and gave 3.5 stars or up, and I'll explain more as I talk about each book. But I do just want to say this is still not like my preferred genre, but I do think it is a very easy genre to read for the summertime, so that's just my little disclaimer. I'm going to talk about this book first, The Strawberry Patch Pancake House, and that's because I literally just talked about it in my last video. But this is in the same Dream Harbor world of all of her books, and this one is one of my favorites from this series, and it is very spring summer vibe. I really do enjoy this town and this author's books, and you're looking for one that's like spring summer, this is going to be the one you're going to want to read. Spice ratings, I believe I gave this like a 3 chili. There is, I'm thinking off the top of my head, either 1 or 2 like explicit scenes, but it is not like overly descriptive, and it is very, very skippable. So I did give this book 3.5 stars, and I do think it's the perfect book to read like out by the pool or just enjoying beautiful weather. I have Something Wilder by Christina and Lauren. This book I don't really see talked about too much, and I think this is technically an adult romance, but it is not spicy, and there's just a lot of other things going around where it doesn't feel like an adult romance. I gave this book either 4 or 5 stars, I can't remember, but it is just so unique, and it is honestly such a trip. Like, I feel like I want to explain some of the things that happen, but like the best way to go into this book is blind, because you're like, what the actual heck is happening, like at every single page, and it just keeps you like flying through the book. It was so freaking good. For a quick synopsis, it's basically about a girl she was raised as a treasure hunter's daughter and takes parties like bachelor trips, group events on like treasure hunting tours, and that's kind of all I'm going to leave you with. It is very, very unique. It is the most unique book I've read from these authors by far, and I just had a really fun time reading it, and it is a great book for the summer. Next, I had to throw a thriller. I did Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintira. I gave this book 5 stars, and I actually really loved this book, and I think thrillers are a perfect genre for summer because they're just fast-paced and they're enthralling, and there's just so much to love about them. This one was really popular a year or 2 years ago. I'm not really sure, but I read this. I have heard the audiobook is absolutely amazing, so take that as you will. I've heard the audiobook is just like the best way to read this. Basically, for a quick synopsis, this is about a girl who is from a small town in Texas. There was a murder in the town. She's unsure if she's the one that murdered her best friend. Everyone kind of thinks she murdered her best friend. She's not sure, so she moves away to California, is never like prosecuted, and it's just about a podcast that picks up the cold case, and kind of get to delve deeper in the town's secrets, and it is so good. Would it really be me if I wasn't recommending a YA fantasy? No, it wouldn't. I'm going to recommend The Secrets of the Nile duology by Isabel Ibanez. These are both 5-star reads for me. I loved both of these books. They're so good. The reason I'm saying these would be really good for the summer is because they take place in Egypt in the summertime, and there's just a lot of rich history, and it is ultimately a historical fantasy, but it is so good, and the humor in this is like next level, and there's something about like reading a book by the pool and laughing that just like feels like the absolute most perfect vibe. So that's why I'm putting these on here. I read the first one when it first came out, so a couple years ago, and I just love both of these books. A girl whose parents are, again, like artifact treasure hunters. Is that a theme for the summer? I don't know. They are artifact hunters. They go to Egypt and try to hunt artifacts and stuff, and they leave their daughter with a family member back home. I want to say Argentina. I could be wrong. It's Argentina. And basically something happens to her parents. They go missing or they're dead, and she goes to Egypt looking for them, and just a lot of things go down, and it is such a good duology. Like, I've been thinking about rereading these, and I feel like summer might be the time. Next, my one and only literary fiction is The Wedding People. I read this last year around the summertime, and I absolutely love this book. This was a 5-star read. I went into it completely blind, and I came out of it like, oh my gosh, what did I just read and why is it not being talked about? It is circulating a little bit more now, but this book is just so... We're following Phoebe has a plan and checks into this hotel to execute her plan, just to find out that the hotel was supposed to be fully booked for a whole wedding and she's not supposed to be there. So she is at the hotel for a reason I won't say because it's a spoiler, and it is just filled with wedding guests of all proportions, the bride, the groom, and there's just a lot of drama and a lot of hurt. And this book made me cry, it made me laugh, it made me embarrassed, it made me feel like all the emotions, and it is just such a fun book. It is really heartbreaking too. Like, there's a lot of emotional stuff going on in this book, but it is humorous, and I think that it's such a vibe for the summer, and like the cover just screams summer. Like, I can't. I digress. Next, I put People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, but I'll sit here and say literally any Emily Henry book would be a great summer read. This one specifically just feels like summer because like it takes place on, like, there's vacations happening every year, and it's just so tropical and vibey, and I absolutely love this book. And this one's becoming a movie pretty soon. I think like they already have the casting and stuff, so this one's becoming a movie, which is why I specifically put this one, because I'm like, if you're gonna read them before the movies come out, read this one first. But I'll sit here and say any Emily Henry book is an amazing summer read. Yeah, every summer they go on a vacation, so that's why I think this one's also perfect for the summer, because it's literally taking place in the summer. So I love this book. This one was also a 5-star read. And lastly, I put Abby Jimenez's Just for the Summer. This was a 5-star read. I also would say most of her books are really good summer reads. This one and Yours Truly are my favorite from her, but this one just really knocks in that summer vibe. I think I absolutely adored it. It's about a girl who feels like she has a bad luck curse where every time she dates someone and they break up, the other person finds the love of their life. And the male main character, Justin, he is on a Reddit thread for bad luck dating, and they realize if they date each other, when they break up, they'll find the loves of their lives. That's all I'll say. Obviously, there's drama. There is some family hurt and trauma, so check into the trigger warnings for this one before you read it. But this book just feels so summery. I think I read it in like one sitting last summer. It's so good, so fast-paced. This one is one of her better books, I think, this and Yours Truly. But I would say, like, I can't remember if I said this already, most of her books would be pretty safe for the summer, but this one is just a staple. The books I would recommend if you are looking for a fast-paced, fun summer read. If you watched this far, thank you so much. Everyone knows it means the most. Make sure to do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you guys all have a blessed Tuesday. Bye!